Oh, misty eye of the mountain below, keep careful watch of my brother's soul. And should the sky fill with fire and smoke, keep watching over my YouTube friend. Stand in fire, and we should all burn together. Watch the flames climb higher into the night, calling out, Father, stand by and we will watch the flames burn auburn on the mountainside. Just singing one of my favorite songs. If we should die tonight, we should all die together. Raise a glass of wine for the last time. Mm-hmm. 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 I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire burning the trees. I see fire hollowing souls. I see fire, blood in the breeze. Hello, friends. We are live in the dark in my bathroom. Yep. I'm not going to get too excited in here. It's very echoey. Drinking out of a pretty cool little cup. Thank you, everybody who has popped in so far. I have a little bit of a YouTube challenge. I'm going to see if I can set this somewhere and scoot my chair up. I got my squeaky chair. Yeah, I'll see right here. Ooh, I'm sitting in a chair that's a director's chair, and it's the King of Spades is what's printed on it. I love it. I thought it was very appropriate. Yeah, I was just singing I See Fire. It's technically by Ed Sheeran, but Jasmine Thompson does a version that I really like. I know I pretty much butchered the song, but music speaks to me, and music has been, well, and art, a huge outlet for me to express a lot of things, especially music. If I'm happy, I listen to upbeat, happy songs. If I'm sad, I'll probably listen to, some sadder songs. I love a lot of singer-songwriter types of songs. I love a good story, to a song, I like people who have sort of been through something hard and came out on top. But I decided, well, a couple weeks ago, a friend of mine named Beth, her YouTube channel is 10 of Hearts, did a challenge to a bunch of people about going live in the dark for at least 15 minutes to bring awareness to mental disorders and, mental issues, and basically to reach out to those who sort of feel like they live life in the dark. I I think at some point we probably all could relate to that in a way, but I know for those who struggle, with some mental disorders, that it's very, very hard for them, and that they feel like they live in the dark quite often. I know to a lot I come across, especially on my channel, is very hyper and bubbly and happy, and that is a very true statement. I am definitely appreciative of life, but I have not always been appreciative of life. And, I kind of wish personally that people, would talk about these things more. And so when my friend Beth did this challenge to YouTubers to go live in the dark for 15 minutes, I was like, I'm going to do this. I have to do this. I've struggled with it myself. I have family members who struggle with it. I have friends, best friends, and I think it's something that could be kind of brought to light a little more, and not make those who have these type of things happen to them feel like they have to be afraid to speak up. And that's the biggest thing is people, they don't necessarily know where to turn, or they feel ashamed, and should never be ashamed. If you need help, you need help. So that's what I'm doing. And since I always seem to, by the end of the day, it's very busy and I'm very tired, I always forget about trying to go live in the dark. That's why I'm in my bathroom. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to my bathroom. Yeah, I put lights in here. Aren't we fancy? Ooh, we are so fancy. All right, let me see who's popped in here in the chat. Oh, me friend from across the pond is here. Oh, see, I totally jacked up the accent. The Midnight Raven. Hello, darling. And Jill. Jill is in here. Hi, darling. Kimberly, how are you today? I am good, Jill. How are you, my friend? Rebecca, hey, girl. I did just see that comment right before I went live, asking about going live. Here I am. I'm live. I did go live earlier today for my typical Monday motivation type of thing. It was shorter than usual, just because I had to run some errands and also go drop my son off with his dad. Yes, Valerie, I am in mi baño. Tabby Smith. Is it Tabby or Tabby? I hope I'm not butchering it. I probably am. But thanks, Jill. Yeah, I pretty much butchered that song, but that's what happens. I see we have a newcomer up in my chat. That would be Mark F.N. Jones. He is my new artistic singing friend. Y'all should definitely go check him out because he is highly entertaining. And I really think that I might have to do more videos of my artistic side, because y'all have heard me sing, but I really love art. And I was talking earlier in my live about art therapy and how it's really been a beautiful, eye-opening kind of outlet for me. Art has always been something that I have loved since I can remember. I don't ever remember not loving it. I've always been very fascinated with all different types of art, from, the graffiti art on the side of a building. And I'm just going to say this real quick. When graffiti art is done legally, with permission, it's awesome. I do not find art when people destroy other things great. It doesn't matter how good you draw, whatever, or paint, whatever it is. If you're destroying something, you're a dick. Just saying. So, I love me some trash to treasure, but I don't go do it ruining other people's things. Thank you. That's my other channel. Okay, that's what it is. Right. Love the glass. Yes. I got this from the circus. I thought it was kind of cool. Well, I didn't get it. Really, I wanted to get one until I heard that they were $12 a piece. And so my children each got one, and that was it. And all I could think about was like, man, I bet you I could find these same cups for way cheaper and obviously easily make a snow cone. I mean, come on now. $12. Anyway, so yeah, I challenge every single person in here, especially because I know that if you're not the one that's struggling, you have a family member that is, or even a friend or acquaintance or whatever. But I challenge you to kind of step out of your comfort zone and go live in the dark for 15 minutes. Let's get this going. I think it's so important. I'm going to hashtag, some things. Let's do hashtag, I don't know, live in the dark or something like that. I think that it could really be quite a beautiful thing to bring awareness. The more and more I especially get to know quite a few people through the reseller community, I notice that we all have a sort of kind of different struggles or a reason that we've sort of fell into what we are doing. And I sort of, before I got into, hopping in lives and learning about everybody in a more personal level, I felt kind of alone and thinking that, well, I was the only one sort of struggling, with anxiety or depression. That's my biggest things for me, what I struggle with on a daily basis. And, it's nice to know, especially since I got more into the reseller community and even the YouTube world, how much access, I guess, we kind of have to finding people who are struggling the same as us. So y'all really honestly rock my world. True story, for real. I am so happy to be getting to know the ones who are newer and also getting to know the ones I already have kind of sort of built a friendship with and expanding that. It's pretty awesome. I've done a few they're called life raids with Ashley. Her name's Ashley, but I can't remember how to say her channel name. Oh, boy. She does life raids and she goes and hops into people's channels. Oh, I bet you Mark might know what it is. I think we did a life raid on him. That's how I found him. It was a life raid. And so she does this thing where we hop around for like an hour or whatever into people's lives and say hello and stuff like that. And I think that I'm really glad that I've done that because it's made me jump into channels that I wouldn't normally have tried to jump into. And I've met a few people or started to kind of build a friendship with some people who I would have never normally even found or looked for. I use YouTube a lot as kind of to hack life, whatever I'm doing, from being a mom to, being a reseller to doing the usual daily life chores to even mental awareness, things that for anxiety or meditation or self-help type of things, motivation, all kinds of things I use YouTube for. So I wouldn't go, and click in the search to find somebody who is kind of a country bumpkin, just chilling all like this, hanging out with me friends and talking about life. You wouldn't think that I would like that because I'm so hyper and crazy and all over the place normally. I'm trying to keep this real low key on this one because I'm in my bathroom and I know it will really echo. But there's a few people that I've come across like that, and I've been sort of binge watching them. It reminds me a lot of living in Kansas, and it also reminds me of living in a smaller town and how a lot of people in smaller towns aren't so fast paced. Like they're not necessarily in a huge hurry, and there's a lot of like well, for example, in Kansas, there'll be farmland, so they kind of live off the land, and they just, you don't worry about necessarily going into town every day and the fastness or hitting up the clubs or driving, 20, 30 over the speed limit because you're running late. Not that I do that, by the way. Speeding is really bad. And I'm dead serious about that. You can ask anybody who knows me. They'll tell you I drive like an old man. Sorry if any of the older men take that as an insult, but I choose to not drive too fast. I got all of that out of my system when I used to drag race. So then I had kids. And I had to kind of stop being so wild. Let me look on the chat. I try really hard to make sure to pay attention to the chat because I know personally sometimes if I go into a chat and people don't really recognize anybody in the chat, I know if you're just one person, that's a lot harder. But if there's a whole bunch of people that's in like a Google Hangout and there's a live chat going, I don't sometimes understand why at least some person can't sort of recognize that these people on the side are supporting, sort of check into the chat every once in a while. Rebecca says, guess what, Kimmy? What, girl? Tell me. Midnight Raven says, love the glass. Oh, yeah. The glass is pretty awesome, even if it's $12. Like, Jill says, oh, but you get a drink with it, though. Yes, $12 is way crazy. Yeah, and they had like a thing of popcorn for $15. I'm like, nah, dude. I told the kids, let's just go home and we'll do our own thing. Actually, we went out for fast food, which is kind of a rare thing. In fact, we went to McDonald's, and the one that's closest to me, I think it'd been 5 years since I've been in the thing. It was weird. I was like, I can't believe that I'm standing inside of this. It's very strange. I see flipping hustlers in the house. Hello, Todd. Hello, friend. Mark says, yes, I paint every night and have for 1,600 days. That's cool. I think that's amazing. I really do. I wish that I had a little bit more time to paint, but I'm trying to force myself to at least do something artsy-fartsy. Not force myself, because I love it. I mean, I would paint all the time if I could, but I also have to, do life. And I also want to involve my family. Like if they see that I've done some project during the day, my kids especially are kind of jealous that I didn't wait for them. So I do try to at least do one thing. We've been really big into acrylic pouring because all four of us can do it. And it's neat to see the different types of process that each one of us, from youngest from the 7-year-old until the just beyond 40-year-old, how we all kind of have our own interpretation. I'd really like to do some videos on that because I think that even people who say that they have no artistic talent could still benefit from a little bit of art therapy. And art therapy is a lot of, can be a lot of things. It's crafts, it could be painting. It was a huge outlet for me. Like I went to art therapy classes after I left a really bad relationship and was very afraid to even step out my front doors. That's still a struggle with me up here a little bit on my anxiety. And I do talk about that, how like going to the bins, for example, Goodwill bins is scary to me, and that may be silly to others, but I struggle, I struggle with that, but I overcome it. I've been overcoming it. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Ashley, hey girl, hey. I was just talking about you, girl. I was talking about how, remind me what days you do your life rates. Because I was telling people how it was really, really cool that I was doing that. And I came across a few channels that I would have never normally stumbled across, like Mark. I would have never stumbled across his channel if it wasn't for those life rates. And they're cool. And I love people's reaction. If you guys feel free to throw your link out, girl. You can drop it in my chat. Ashley is amazing, you guys. She's an incredible person. I'm quite enjoying expanding and getting a little more in depth into our friendship. She's a mom herself, and I could relate to a lot of things the same. You're a beautiful person, Ashley, for real. Oh yeah, there you go. Duh. Click on her name. 3 dots. I always forget about the 3 dots thing. Yeah, so they're fun. It's cool to see everybody's reaction in those live rates. It's a great way to kind of make friends. Also, go into channels that you wouldn't normally go into. Jill says she is, and so are you. Oh, you're so nice. You're so sweet, Jill. Oh, you guys are just so nice. I appreciate it. Yeah, actually, this whole thing is about a challenge that I'm doing to YouTubers to do a video, a live video in the dark, to kind of bring awareness to those who struggle in life with feeling like they're in the dark, and it's pretty much a lot with mental awareness or mental disorders. I don't always know the correct verbiage. I'm sure somebody's going to get offended, but, or just struggling, like, to get awareness out there that you're not alone. What is that quote that goes something about that even in the darkness, the stars still shine. And that's a very true statement, that even when the world seems like, even when your world seems like you don't want, it to exist, just know that first of all, there's somebody else feeling the same, but you're here for a reason, and to reach out. Sometimes people just don't know. You think that people recognize the signs, but sometimes people are afraid to try to help others. If you see somebody struggling, you reach out a hand, or something, or help with resources. There's really amazing resources out there. I wish that there was far more, for sure. Far more resources out there. I was able to do, art therapy, which was just right up the street. And when I was going through that program, I wanted to continue the program, but they didn't have it anymore after that. And it got me into this whole thing about actually becoming a therapist. And that was suggested by the therapist, was for me to pursue becoming a therapist of some sort. And they had this program, but they didn't take anybody who was in that whole entire area, all of Adams County, where I live. So I wouldn't ever be able to work and do that type of thing. I don't know. Kind of silly, but so I figure, man, it gives me all these ideas about YouTube videos, and I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do a few videos like that. I see that we have PMDB Entertainment. Hello, Paul. How are you? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, if you guys do the going live in the dark, I would love to see it. For sure. Feel free to either message me through Instagram to let me know that you did it, or you can drop the link to your video when you do make it in my comments, and I will for sure check it out. I think that it's a really good cause. The basic rules are that you go live for 15 minutes in the dark. Oh yeah, I'll show that. Okay. Yeah, so go live in the dark, 15 minutes, just to let the world know that we are aware that people live in the dark and that you are not alone, and to kind of bring awareness to those who struggle. And I was talking earlier about, I don't ever try to get my ducks in a row, because I'm never going to get my ducks in a row. It's not going to happen. My whole goal in life is to just get my ducks headed to the same pond. That's it. Same pond. You know, and if they could land somewhere around it, then right on. Everybody's gonna do their own thing. You know, I don't expect us all to be standing in a row. But it'd be cool if we could kind of be in the same area. That reminds me of a book I read called The Energy Bus. And it's an amazing book, by the way. If you have not read it, I highly suggest you do. But it's all about this gentleman who's got kind of a piss poor attitude about life, and he hates his job, and you know, his wife is like thinking about divorcing him, and he, you know, is going to get fired, and all these things, and his car dies, and he's forced to take the bus while his car is being fixed. And the bus driver teaches him basically about switching his thought process on life. It's really amazing book. Highly, and they have it on Audible as well, and then of course in book form. And then they have a kids version of it. So to any parents out there, it's a really cool book. Pretty cool. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty neat idea too, Paul. You know, if you do a live in the dark, I'd love to see it. I'll be watching y'all for sure. Like I said, 15 minutes tops, or not tops, minimum. You know, I've seen a few that are a little creative, you know, some that are just plain, and that's fine, whatever you feel comfortable. You know, I put a little light thingy in the background and have my little cup. I just thought it was a neat idea. For sure, for sure. Oh, yes. And how'd that go? Ashley, I see that she dropped her link for the Sephora Squad. Ashley is a great person, y'all. She's trying to get some testimonials about being a, representative or something for Sephora, to be able to get their makeup right, and an influencer. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm trying to remember. I filled one out. I don't know what day that was, but it could be real quick, real simple. I appreciate it. She's a really great person. And if you guys already follow her, then you guys are awesome. If you don't, then we can't be friends. So get off my chat if you're not going to be friends with Ashley. No. Earlier, I was threatening people if they weren't going to go like 10 of hearts. My friend Beth at 10 of hearts, that I wasn't going to be their friend. And she's the one who inspired me to do this video right here in the first place. She's very busy. I'm really proud of her, because she did some things that she was scared to do. And you know, Beth, if you watch this later, just know that you inspire me, and I'm sure others, because you put yourself out there and do things that are are uncomfortable, and I think it's awesome that you've accomplished so much. And I absolutely love the last video that you put up, by the way, because it has lots of good nuggets about the process of cleaning a few things. So yeah, if you guys are into reselling, go check out my friend Beth over at 10 of Hearts. She's awesome. I can't believe it made me hold your poop emoji comment. Really? It's filtering poop emojis or what? Oh, that's funny. Thanks, girl. You are hilarious. Yeah, I'm trying to be low key, man. Low key. Be like what is that? The ASMR videos? Like, I'm in my bathroom. Oh, maybe I'll flush the toilet. No. I'm not sitting on my toilet. I'm sitting in my. Here, watch this. I'll show you on my chair. This chair was destined to come to my house because I was out thrifting and I was pushing the cart through the aisle in Goodwill, and this chair thing fell over on me. Literally fell on my leg as I was walking by. And I was like, I looked down and I'm like, what is that? And it's all folded up. Like, I was like, what is that? And so I unfolded it to find out that, let me tilt down my screen here. We're in my smaller bathroom. I should have done this in the other bathroom. There's the top part of it. And there's the bottom. Is that not awesome? I love it. I don't care. I love it. My chair is balls. I know it. You don't like my chair, then get out of my chat. No. I'm being a tard today. Yeah, so I got this chair for 50 cents. 50 cents. It was a half off of 99 cents. I'm not even sure why it was so inexpensive because it's fine. I think maybe it was kind of apart. Like all the fabric was off of it and it was like taped down. So I think maybe people just weren't sure exactly what it was, but I couldn't believe it. My mom's like, you should sell it. My mom is a reseller herself, and she's been on eBay and Amazon, well, eBay since I was a teenager, and Amazon for quite a few years. And everything, I'm all excited. I always show her. I'm like, Mom, look what I found. She's like, sell it. You should sell it. She's right, though. I mean, I should probably sell it, but I really love it. And when am I ever going to come across a chair like that? I can't find that chair. I can't even find it listed. So for now, I'm keeping it till I get tired of it. And then maybe I'll sell it. Maybe. Who's going to do the challenge? Anyone? Any takers? Who's going to go live in the dark? See, I was coming up with excuses because I was like, I don't want to go live that late. Oh, freaking got to go to bed by 6 p.m. No, okay, that's a little early, but so I used my kidneys up here, them there kidneys up in this area up here. I used them kidneys, and I thought to myself, why don't I just go live in my bathroom? Yep, here we are. But I'm not pooping or nothing. I mean, I'm into some weird things, but that's a little too weird for me. Nope, won't be pooping on any lives. Even though I do promote and tell people that a lot of your health is geared to your gut. If you take care of your gut, you'd be surprised at how many other things kind of fall into place. I swear that's part of the reason that I got off so many prescriptions, was healing my gut, getting rid of that candida and kind of, using food and things I consume as my fuel, because really I mean, think about it like this, as though we are a car. It matters what type of fuel you put in your car. If you have a luxury car, for example, let's say, I guess it doesn't even have to be a luxury car, but a car, and you put in crappy watered down fuel, it's not going to run as efficiently as putting in a better quality fuel. You need to do things that are right by you. And I was a part of a supplement, I guess, company before. I am not part of the sales part of that aspect anymore, but I learned a lot, and I'm very grateful for having to, for going through that whole entire process, because I kind of learned a lot better ways to fuel myself, basically. And it's made a difference. It makes a difference in me wanting to nap during the day compared to me not. It makes a difference in how much coffee I consume. More energized, I naturally feel less coffee. Obviously, I feel like I need. Coffee's a funny thing. Man, you take coffee away from a coffee drinker in the morning and it is all bad. You better run for your life. Fun cake. How many channels you got? From all my channels. I'm glad you think I'm fun. I have to go now. Glad I could catch you live. And now all of my channels are subbed, and you have an awesome evening. Yeah. You too. See you soon. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, I guess it is 3:08. I'm going to wrap this up because I'm pretty sure there's 2 people that I wanted to watch that are going live. Let me look real fast. I thought Barb was going live. Oh, and she is. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you to everybody who stopped by. Please let me know if you decide to take on this challenge. If you don't want to, that's fine too. If it's scary for you, then I double dog dare you to do it, because you shouldn't let fear stop you. I mean, really, that's silliness. Who cares what everybody thinks? Do it for you, Do it for the right reasons. So, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so below. I do go live sporadically throughout the week, but for sure every single Monday at noon Mountain Standard Time. I appreciate everybody who's come here. Please make sure to hit that like button on your way out. And I look forward to speaking to you all again. I hope everybody has an amazing week. Much love to all. And keep shining, friends. Remember, even in the dark, you shine, no matter what. You all are awesome, every single one. Don't ever forget that. You need somebody to tell you you're awesome? I'm your girl. You. Right there. Right there, looking at the camera. Yeah, you. I see you. You are awesome. Don't ever forget it. Catch y'all next time. Bye. So long.